I'm going to start off by going into the orthographic view, and I'm going to hit some hotkeys to go to top view, and I'm going to use this white crosshair as my reference. Then we're going to switch over to the line tool, and we're going to select the arch and select the top one, hold the shift key here. I'll zoom back a little bit, and I'm going to select over here. I'm going to use the black grid as a reference too, so I'm going to get, I'll call them cubes. I'll get 2 cubes away, or 2 squares away. But I want to tap the space bar so I'm locked in one axis, the left and right. So if I move up and down, it don't do nothing. So I'll select here. Then I'm going to tap the space bar a couple times. I'm going to see if I can get it to lock into this right here and validate it. I'll probably need to bring this up just a little bit so you can see it. Back into top view mode. Now this is the arch that is a quarter of a circle, I believe, not 3/4. And like I said, I'm going to use this white crosshair as my reference. These 2 points are touching on each end here. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and select the polyline here, and I'm going to zoom back a little bit, and I'm going to make this a composite curve. As you can see, I got 2 curves here, and I selected here, and we'll tap the space bar and lock it into one position. We'll select here 1, 2, and double click 3, and we'll do one for the other side. Tap space bar, 1, 2, double click. And like I said, I'm using this black grid as my reference, and all my points are lined up on it. It's good to have good reference, and I'm going to go ahead and, since I'm in object mode, I'm going to go ahead and edit, copy, and edit, paste. I'm going to use this white cube in the middle to scale it out. And if you can see, I have used this, I'm using this black grid as a reference also. As you can see that they are evenly spaced apart, or 1 square apart from up here and down here. But at this time I want to, I'm going to need to line the points directly across from each other. From this one here, I want one directly up here from this other line. And so we'll start by this one down here. Now when I move this manipulator, I want you to look at which value moves up in the positions up here. So if I move it this way or that way, the very far left one moves, which would be the x-axis. Control Z that, make sure it's back in the same one. So we'll copy this one here, double click here, drag in here, right click and paste it, press enter, and we're going to work our way around. Click here, copy, double click here, and paste it. And same way with this one, copy it. As you can see, I'm always grabbing the value on the outer line, but see, when I get to here, this point here, as I said, I'm using this white cross here as a reference. I'm going to grab this value instead of the outer edge. So I move it back and forth. You can see Control Z, which it was 0. So I'll just make this one 0. And we need to do the same for the other side. When I move this up and down, keep an eye on the value, which moves. Oh, it's the one on the right side this time. Control Z that. Copy this. And we'll work our way around it. over here. And we need to get the value on this side instead of the outer edge. And this one here was also 0, so I can just try that again. There it goes. Alright, this works pretty good here. So I got all my points, top view mode again. I got all my points going directly across from each other. Sometimes you got to cycle between views to see what's going on here. There we go. And now I'm going to shift click to select both of these. I'm going to need to bring this off the floor grid a little bit, because if I do any altering, it could snap if this thing is on the floor grid. So let's bring it up a little bit, select the outer one, and bring this down just a little bit. And I'm going to just go ahead and start with this back one here. Select with a polyline. We're not going to connect them here. I'm just going to hold the shift key because I just want to align it. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to tap the space bar so it goes directly across. So I'll click here, 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 here. Tap space bar a couple times so it's free floating. And hold the shift key so it snaps. Double click. With this line selected, this is the new one that I made. We're going to use a double sweep. When I click it, it turned green. Then I'm going to select this outer or the inner line, then select the outer line. Now there might be some adjustments you may need to do over here. This thing does not, sometimes it don't work and sometimes it does. So you just got to find out what's best for you. And sometimes these lines can get out of whack, so we'll just kind of click through here. This one seems to be working pretty good here, and we'll just validate it. Now this is more of an L shape. This is where the sidewalks comes down and comes to the corner, then moves back out. Select the edge here, and then we'll loop it. And I'll hold the control key down. We'll just kind of bring this out a little bit. And I'll let go and hold the control key again. We'll bring it out a little bit more. We'll select up here, and we'll loop this. And hold the control key down and just bring up just a little bit. And with the control key held down again, I just let off with the left mouse button, then I'll just click it again. And there's pretty much your street corner.